Being a student at the University of Exeter has opened a lot of doors for me. One of these being the ability to travel to Kenya for 2 weeks studying behavioural ecology. One of the best things about this trip that makes it unique from the other conservation courses at Exeter is the fact that we were based in Naivasha for most of the trip, meaning that we could dive into studying animal behaviour in depth and look at the animals that we found around us every single day. For instance, I ended up studying optimal foraging behaviour in some birds, but also explored the coevolution between ants and acacia. One of the really cool opportunities we were given was to study within Hell's Gate, which is one of the few parks you can actually walk around on foot, and this allowed us to get up close and personal with a lot of the species that we were studying.
For me, the most important thing during the course, apart from the 200 or so animals that we saw in elephants, leopards, rhinos, I think the most important thing, or the thing that I enjoyed the most, however stressful it was the concept of hypothesis testing. To come up with a question, to come up with a hypothesis, a protocol to test the hypothesis was something that I had not done before, and that is something that to me is the most valuable takeaway, because I come back having a better understanding of the concept of so many things in behavioral ecology, and more importantly, something that is the core of scientific endeavors, that is how to frame a question and how to solve a question.
Another really awesome thing about our trip is that we didn't just learn about our study organism. We had in-depth talks about various behavioural phenomena throughout our trip. And when we were walking around camp doing our research, we'd often bump into each other and we'd stop and chat, and we'd end up brainstorming different practical approaches and theory to the projects we were doing. And this was really one of the best parts of our trip, the fact that even though we had separate projects, we're really one unit learning about behavioural ecology together. If I had to summarise the trip, I would describe it as a really fun experience, but also incredibly insightful. We were supported by the staff, but in the end our projects were our own, and at the end of it we really felt like we'd grown in our understanding of behavioural ecology, which ultimately is what we set out to achieve on this course. So it was brilliant to achieve that in such a hands-on way. Honestly, Kenya was one of the most amazing experiences, and I would definitely do it again if I had the chance.